You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And welcome to this week's edition of The Mountain Gardener. Your host, Ken Lain, here every week, talking about the landscapes of northern Arizona. And here we are, deep into the holiday season. And I have had to do some garden work because we've had our first party at our house. We're just things are looking a little messy out there. And I was worried about people tripping or losing their footing or not finding the way because of all the leaves in the front yard. I've got this beautiful, just stunning Prescott Blaze maple. It's been there for 15, 20 years. You can put your arms around it, the trunk, but it's no way you can get your hands around it. It's got to be every bit of 2 feet around. And it is 30 feet tall, 15 feet wide by the driveway. It's beautiful. Provides shade. The birds love it. It's the place to go to in the morning to keep the sun out as you read the paper when the season's right. Not this morning. It was too chilly, but it's one of my favorite spots for morning gatherings. It's a fountain out there. Water's flowing through. The hummingbirds go to it. Right now, the robins and the smaller birds are in the fountain kind of going, oh, here's some water for me. And then I've got a thyme lawn. It's like a courtyard. It's patioed. When the kids left for college, I basically paved over the lawn and put down a patio and surrounded it with this beautiful garden setting. And then instead of grass, because I don't want to mow anymore, I don't have the kids to mow for me, I've got to do it. I don't want to do that. That's not fun for me. So I put a thyme lawn in and I mow it maybe twice a year, basically to give it a haircut so it looks even. The rest of the time it's just blooming or just it's green. It just looks good. No low water care. The dogs like it. They smell good when they roll around on it. Their pee doesn't spot it. So that was what I was worried about. Nope, no problems. So thyme lawns are great. But when you put a 3-inch layer of maple leaves on top of it, I was actually worried about it being suffocated or damaged by not being able to see the sunlight. So, having our first party this week, I was motivated to clean it up. Not because of my thyme lawn. I mean, yes, it's basically there were just piles of leaves rolling around on the front patio area, going to the front door. It was unsightly. And it could have been dangerous. So I took an hour and I raked it all up, got it going. Now, this tree, it's big. I like maples in that they lose all their leaves pretty much all at once. So not every tree does that. Some trees actually lose a little bit here. They start in September, they start to drop, then a few more in October, then some more in November and December. And oh my gosh. I mean, just come on, decide. Are you going to go into fall color or not? Sycamores. I mean, I love the look of sycamores. I love their bark. I love the way how big they get, how fast they grow. They do have a root structure that's rather mischievous. They can lift driveways and they just lift sidewalks. They're very aggressive. They're just too big for my front yard. Maples, they don't do that. The other negative is they drop their leaves. They're always dropping. Every month of the year, they drop something. I don't want that. I don't mind dropping kind of in the autumn. And, 6 weeks later, I'm done. I can rake them all up and I'll call it good. But I don't want to do it for the next, once a month for the next 6 months. I don't want to do that. They've got little balls that drop down. Anyway, I have a thing. I sell a lot of sycamores, but I'll try to steer you, if I could, to maples because it's got the same 5-pointed leaf to it. It's got the big canopy. It grows fast. It's got red color instead of gold. We have enough gold in my yard. I don't need more yellow. I want reds and oranges and different colors. And so I just chose Prescott Blaze maple. That's just me. You might try robinia or oaks are beautiful that way. They turn this bright red and then they just drop and they're done. They're easy cleanup, super drought hardy. So there's a lot of good trees out there. Anyway, I digress. What do you do with all these leaves. This is like gold for the gardens. Now, a lot of folks, you tuned in, you're tuned in from the mountains where you're surrounded by pine trees. Now, needles are different than leaves. Needles take a long time to break down. They're very waxy, very pitchy. There's not much nutrients in it. I wouldn't really encourage taking needles and working those into the gardens. They just break down just too slowly. You can't put enough fertilizer, manures, plant foods on top of it to have it break down to compensate. I use pine needles as a top dressing. Because they break down so slowly, they're beautiful as a mulch bed on top of around your roses, over your flowers. Keep weeds down against fence lines. They're great for that. I mean, a few needles are great at just suppressing weeds, holding down moisture. It's really good in that respect. And they stay there for a while, at least an entire year or more. And then when they do finally break down, they're good compost for the gardens. So, but I prefer deciduous trees, those trees that lose their leaves. It's aspens and maples and sycamores, oaks, robinias, locusts, all these kind of things. Silk tassel tree or mimosas, they're all really good. When those leaves break down, they break down much faster, and they have much more nutritional value in the structure of the cells of the leaves. So they're much better at amending the gardens with leaves over needles. That's just some advice I'll give you. What I do with mine, so I'm going to pick up my maples from the front yard and I'm going to put them around the backyard because they're kind of unsightly. I've got some areas where they can compost and break down and do their thing over the long term. I could add them to my compost pile, but I'm a birder. I love birds. I love to see the birds. The winter birds are different than the spring birds, and there's birds everywhere. It's ridiculous, actually, sometimes. Birds love in the winter to peck around in the foliage to look for worms and things underneath the leaves. It's just entertaining for me. It's entertaining for them. It's a good thing for them. So I like to spread out my leaves on certain areas of my backyard where I can have it more naturally composting. And so what I did, I got a few bags of, and this is kind of my name's Ken. We're just neighbors talking over the back fence. This is working for me. It'll probably work for you. I took a few bags of manure. It seems weird, I know. But I'll put manure down where I want some more nutrients in my gardens. So I've got a certain area it's kind of schlepping off. I'm on a serious grade. I wanted to raise it up a little bit, not with manure, but just kind of give it more elevation change, keep the trees and shrub, they use up the soil. So I'm trying to reinvigorate the soil so they stop using it, or I can just keep up with their use. So I put some manure in this area, and then I put leaves on top of it. Now, here's why. So manure is very rich, but it's got a mulch look to it. Now, our manure is deodorized. It's composted for a year. It's not gooey and gross. It looks like mulch, but it's got more nutrients to it. I'm putting that down, but it has this I don't know, look to it that's more finished. I wanted more natural for my birds. And so I put manure down. I put the leaves that I picked up on top of that. And then it helps makes things look better. But it also, the manure helps the leaves to break down faster. I get a double whammy. The birds are really happy because the worms are attracted to that area. It just enriches, enlivens that part of my landscape, and things just come alive. That 1-2 punch, that's kind of a garden hack that really works in my yard. Manure in the fall, like late winter, what is it? We got couple more weeks of fall right now. Then we go to winter. I'm doing it now. Manure with some leaves on top of it. And wow, do things come alive. My birds are super happy. The plants around that area are super happy. It's just something I do that I've been doing for years that really makes a difference. If your entire yard is nothing but rock, probably not ideal. Although you've got some beds where you could do this, around the edges of the gardens. It really does play out well for you. Okay, maybe after decades of the same fruitcake exchange, it's time to start a new holiday tradition.
A living Christmas tree from Waters Garden Center can be decorated and enjoyed for a lifetime, not just a season.
When the holiday festivities end, gather family and friends and plant your tree together for years of enjoyment.
As your family tree grows, have a tree that grows with your family. From Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott.
For a more fruitful garden, increase success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.